In life, I've seen that people only focus on what you focus on. If you keep focusing on bad things about yourself, that's what the world is going to focus on. That's what every other person around you, virtually, in person, that's what they're going to focus on. If you're just seeing me for the first time, hello there. My name is Annabelle, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a couple of weeks I last posted. I've been focusing on something else that's been taking my attention, so I will do my best to keep up with at least one video a week. What I want to be talking about today is how I stopped caring about what people think about me. Now, if you are conversant with my social platforms, any of my social platforms, you may get an air of freedom, of nonchalantness, of I don't care what you think, I'm just doing me. Now, that did not just start up one day. I didn't just wake up one day and all of a sudden I stopped caring what people thought. As a matter of fact, let me give you a quick backstory about something I felt incredibly insecure about. When I was in high school, yes, in Nigeria we call it secondary school. So when I was in junior secondary school, I was always bigger than my mates. I was always the biggest person in the class. Even when I was in primary school, like I remember when I was in primary 5, because I graduated I don't remember doing primary 5, but I did primary 6. When I was in primary school, basically, I was the biggest person, the biggest girl, the biggest person basically in class, and that always made me feel insecure, like. And as a matter of fact, that's why I was really incredibly intelligent book-wise, right? But whenever I was in class, I would sit at the back because I didn't want anybody to say, oh, you're blocking my view, oh, you're so big, you're blocking my view. So naturally, I just moved myself to the back seat where the bullies are, where, and all of that. And because of that, I didn't have friends. I didn't have friends when I was when I was growing up in primary school and all of that, because I didn't feel like there was any other big person within my body size. I remember walking out of my school when school had closed. I was, walking to where parents come to pick up their children. I remember asking my friend, I said then, thankfully, when at that point, if somebody who was as big as I was now was transferred into my class, was transferred in my school, and then she was in my class. So because of that, I formed a bond with her. Okay, and I remember walking with her out of the school one day, and I was like, hey, if you could, I guess I've always had this thing where I ask people deep questions, I guess, and it makes them think. So I asked her, I was like, if you could change something about yourself, what would it be? And I can't recall what she said, but I knew what I wanted to change about myself. I told her when I was an adult, when I became grown and I have tons of funds, I would go get a surgery where I would reduce my breasts and reduce my hips, my bum, and then reduce my legs, because as at that point, my body part, in fact, I think they've always been this big. My boobs have always been this big. My hips have always been this wide, this big. So in my head, those were the things I wanted to change about myself because it was just too big. Why am I giving you this story? Because I'm trying to make you see that when you start focusing on something about yourself, that's what every other person is going to focus on. So somewhere in my head, I felt out of place, and so people treated me out of place. Do you understand? I felt weird with myself. I felt, I don't want people to think of me as big or da, da, da. That's what every other person thought about me. So I can't remember the exact moment I took it upon myself to say, hey, this thing you want to change about yourself, this is what people are paying millions to get. So why the fuck do you want to change that about yourself? I can't remember the exact point, but ever since then, I think that that's the only insecurity I have had, if I'm being honest. And that was years ago. So right now, at this point in my life, if you would ask me, hey, Ene, what are you insecure about? I need to really think about it. And then maybe I'll tell you, oh, the spots on my face. But even at that, I have personally seen that whenever I don't do makeup and I go out, that's when I get approached the most, because I feel beautiful within myself. So full circle, I'm trying to make you understand that nobody gives a fuck about you. Like, if you're ever stopping yourself from doing something because of what somebody else may feel potentially, you're just wasting your fucking time. Like, if you really come out of yourself and think about it, oh, I have this person I know, and she's like, oh, and I don't want to post this on my WhatsApp because I don't want my WhatsApp people to think of me in a certain way. And I'm like, okay, like, do you realize that even you yourself, when you pick up your phone and you see somebody's upload, you're like, oh, nice for you, like, good for you. Even something bad happened to them, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. And then the next thing just takes your attention away, and then you've forgotten about that. That's the same thing that happens to you. So nobody fucking cares whether or not you're doing what makes you happy. So why not just do what the fuck makes you happy, regardless of what somebody 10 blocks from you is going to think, regardless of what somebody in your high school is going to think when they look at your post. Like, I can't put the exact time when I had this epiphany. It hit me when I just broke things off with my ex. I was like, okay, why the fuck am I restricting myself so much? Why the fuck am I not doing what makes me happy? Like, why? Like, life is just one. Your life is just one. It's just one life. So if you live it based on, oh, I don't want this person to think about me in this way, or I don't want my neighbor to look at me in this way, whatever the fuck it is. Maybe for you it may be in terms of creating content. Oh, I don't want to post myself out there. I don't want people to look at me as like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, if you are not afraid to look like a fool for the first couple of years or months doing something that makes you happy, then I don't feel like you're ready for life. Because this is even me talking to myself. Your opinions are not paying my bills. They're just your opinions. You're entitled to them. You can literally mentally block it. You can choose to remove your focus from that. Just remove your focus from it, because what we focus on is what expands. What we focus on is what grows. Do you understand? So if somebody drops a negative opinion about you, oh, I think that you're really bad at this thing you're doing, you should just quit. Oh, I think you're really ugly. So if I'm focusing on it, I'm like, oh, this person says I'm ugly. This person says I'm ugly. And all of a sudden, other people will start feeling the same way. Other people will start feeling I'm ugly. Other people will start feeling I am bad at what I do. Because it's your energy. Everything is vibrating on energy. Everything in this world has energy attached to it. So that person feeds me with that energy. It's my responsibility to accept that energy or dissipate it. So, but when I choose to accept that energy, I start vibrating in that frequency of somebody who is ugly, And before you know, other people I get in contact with, I'm transferring that energy to them. That's what they're getting, and that's what they're feeling about me. So if you want better results regarding other people, if you want other people to see you in a different way, start vibrating at that frequency yourself. You don't need to wait for an external approval or an external opinion to validate that feeling. For instance, if I want to start feeling beautiful, right? Maybe I'll talk about this more in depth in another video, but I'm just giving you a clue. So if I want to start feeling beautiful, right, I don't need to wait for Femi to say, oh, Anna, you look so beautiful today. I need to just wake up and feel beautiful. Oh my gosh, I feel so beautiful today. Like, I start vibrating in the frequency of somebody who is beautiful. Before I know, my brother is complimenting me. Oh, Anna, you look really beautiful. You look beautiful today. What happened? And maybe nothing even happened. And maybe I go downstairs, maybe the gate man is say, ah, madam, you really fine today, oh. It started here. I don't need to wait for it. I need to feel my way into it, and then then I start seeing it in my reality. Okay, so the same. I brought this up because I was talking about how you can stop caring what people feel about you, how people's opinions can stop affecting you. When you accept what they say into your reality, that's the reality you're going to keep seeing. Right? But when you remove your focus from it, it just goes away. Like, it does not exist. It does not exist, because what you focus on expands. What you focus on expands. Like, it's the law of nature. Yeah. Do the fucking thing, and that's how you get better at it. You don't get better at it by thinking about getting better at it. You get better at it by actually doing it. So stop fucking caring what somebody may think about you. I'm sorry, I swear a lot. I am cursing way too much, but it begs to wonder, like, what is the worst that can happen? If you do the thing that you want to do that makes you happy, as long as it's not causing damage to the next person, as long as it's not harming the next person, or it's not harming anybody, you're just doing you. You're just showing up to the world as your full, authentic self. Why not do it? You may die tomorrow. That person you're so worried about may die tomorrow. So where does that leave you? In a corner, scared of what they may think about you. The person you're even scared about what they think about you, they don't even know what they think about themselves. I think that we need to understand that there is nobody like us in this world. There is no single person. Yes, two people may look alike. Yes, two people may come out of the same womb, but they are never the same. The way you may be able to do something is not the same way. For instance, you put two cooks, right? You give them the same ingredients to cook a food, to make a food. The food is not going to taste the same. Different processes account for the reason why the food does not taste the same. Likewise, us as human beings. What I know how to do, the way I know how to do it, is not the same way you know how to do it. So if you're thinking that, I don't want to do this because there are so many other people who are doing it, but are they you? Are they you? Do they know what you know? Have they had the experiences that you have had? So long story short, do you, okay? The world will naturally adjust. Look at successful people, some of the people that you know, some of the people that I know, in whatever field. Do you think that we would be able to hear of these people if they didn't just decide one day, I want to do this, and then they went through with it, regardless of what people may think about them? Regardless, like, it doesn't matter. You are probably overthinking things. Those people are probably so fucking busy with their own lives. They don't give two squats what you do. They may momentarily tell you, oh, this thing you're doing, but then they've moved on from it. They're not sleeping and dreaming about what you are doing. They're worried about their own goddamn problems. Let this be the video you watch so that you can stop giving a fuck what people think about you. I remember then, whenever I made a video and I posted it, somebody in my family would immediately, this person does not ever comment on the things I post, but immediately I post a video or a photo, this person is forwarding it to my mother. It may not be a video of me showing my skin or anything. Whatever the video is, this person immediately forwards it to my mom. I didn't see a problem with it. I just kept posting my stuff. I just kept doing my thing. But this person never commented, never liked, nothing, just always kept forwarding my post to my mother. And one day I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to block you. I'm just going to block you now. And till today, I've not unblocked that person, and life has moved on. I've kept doing what I'm doing. My mother has adjusted to it. I'm not saying that we should just go haywires and, no, that's not what I'm saying, okay? What I'm saying is, yes, we do owe accountability to some people. Some people in our lives, we do owe them accountability. But for some other people whose existence does not really matter to you, some other people on the internet who's, you know, who have not impacted your life in any way, don't give two squirts what those people think about you. As long as you've not helped me do anything in any way, as long you've not supported me in any way, whether with your kind words, whether with finances, whether with anything, you've not done shit for me. And I'm supposed to sit here wondering what you feel about what I'm doing? Does that even make any fucking sense? And with that being said, I've come to the end of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, where I'll be dropping videos like this one every other week. Do check out some other videos that I made by tapping here, the playlist. And with that being said, I can't wait to see you in my next video. If you like this, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to read from you. Toodles.